Hey, so there's a cat. There is a cat that loves the backyard at the place I'm at. And it loves to sit beneath this central little plant. And I came back from work today, and I look into the backyard, and I see this cat just like vibing under this perfect spot of shade in this nice sunny little grass patch. And I was like, bro, you are absolutely dumping on all of us right now. That is the life right there. What's it look like? It's like a grayish cat with the white patch on its chest and kind of like white little spotted spots on its face. I got ads. Yeah, ads exist.
Hello.
Ads exist. You can't hear me, but ads do exist. Hi, Sad. I don't know who can hear me right now. Raise your doinkers if you can hear me right now. Yeah, it's a cute little cat. I don't know their gender. Cats don't have to have one if they don't want to. Hi, Carmapo Milk Sad. I'm gonna have to do this all again when the ads are done. I'm gonna have to do this one more damn time. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. It's been a long damn week, dude. Today was a long day, bro. I had to scrap. I had to fight people. I'm understanding right now. Some little piece of understanding about me is I don't like confrontation. I'll do it. I'm not having a good time. I don't know, we don't want to talk about stressful things necessarily, but like, I don't like confrontation, bro. This is not my domain. It's not my chosen domain. It is not my preferred place to be. I want everyone to be chilling. I want to have some coffee. I want to put on some jazz. I want us all to band together and exchange ideas for making a better world, for making life better for each and every single one of us. You know, and there could be disagreements, but you know, no disagreement needs to be concluded with harsh words, elevated voices. I'm a simple man. I like a good discussion. I don't think I've had an out and out argument with a friend. We've had disagreements, but like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, hey, I want to talk about this. And I feel like sometimes there's a lot of, I'm reading the story, right? And in the story, there is, it's almost like a reimagining of a different story. It's almost like a fan fiction. And it made me really think about the original story and about how many people literally could not let go of the concept of their ego, of like themselves being challenged. Like nobody could just take an L, and nobody could accept an L that wasn't deserved without escalating the situation. And I'm like, why are we escalating things, dude? Why are we escalating? Even if you're correct, I feel like there's a better path forward than yelling it in the middle of the, you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Oh shit, I dropped my pen. I think I talk better when I'm waving a pen around. Yeah. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hello, welcome to Friday. It's a shorty. It's a 2-hour stream. It's a little stream. I got stuff I gotta do tonight. And I'm gonna be back on Sunday. We're gonna have a full-on 100% stream on Sunday, as far as I can tell. Nice. Early 8 a.m. my time, Pacific Northwest stream, Pacific 8 a.m. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know the time zones. I'm roughly aware of them. I think CT, Central, and then there's Eastern, and then there's why don't they just call it Western time? Because like they call it Eastern, at least in America. Have you seen that fat face orange fat that eats cookies off a glass table and has fat ass balls? Cat. Oh, I was lost there for a moment. Hi, kinda ghosty. There's UTC. United Testicle. Tell me something funny to, what starts with C that's funny? United Testicle. United Torrential United Copenhagen, United Testicle Copenhagen. That's not, I guess Copenhagen isn't like a funny word, I don't think. I'm gonna disagree with you there. I think a funny word would be like pumpernickel. That's a funny word. You got that pump in it. But yeah, I don't like having arguments either. I don't like confrontation, bro. But sometimes there's Cooter, why do we think of that? Sometimes there's people in the world, I think, that like no amount of like discussion is going to ameliorate, is going to smooth over the situation, you know? So sometimes there's people, and I think there should be, not should be, but there are, coincidentally, incidentally, there are going to be a certain number of people who must take up the mantle of confrontation. Like, if you're able to mentally do this thing, I feel like it is almost like a with great power comes great responsibility situation. If you are able to carry the weight, so to speak, in whatever way, really, then it is somewhat, I think, your responsibility to do so. To some degree, we're not gonna set it in stone. Where's my music? We're going on a walk. Hello, I'm the Tired Goo, and I go on walks so you don't have to. Oh yeah, we're gonna go back. Oh yeah, we're going back, baby. Oh yeah, we're going back, baby. I can still hear Balatro. I have Balatro in the background just in case I need to default to it. Oh shit! Okay, we're still cooking. Hold on. I'm just gonna close it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna close it. Fuck it. Hi everybody. It's great to see you. Where is this? This is Switzerland. This is in Switzerland. And it's green and it's beautiful. Look at all that. Actually, you know what? I'm in the way. I'm gonna duck down a bit. That was fake. I don't actually have that much energy, guys. Can't wait for it to be green again. Is it not green? Oh, it's probably snowy. It's probably snowy everywhere else. You keep forgetting about the ooh thing? No, it's funny. It's funny. I most certainly do not got the zoomies, guys. It is a jazzy, slow, sleepy day. I've to wrap up what I was saying earlier about confrontation is today I took up the mantle of confrontation to keep things nice and stum. And bro, once you do it, once you put yourself in the mindset, like it's the first thing you do in the day, man, I feel like I've been fighting people all day. I haven't. I just been on edge all day, bro. I've been in defensive mode. I've been like checking all my corners. I've been doing perimeter checks. I've been looking out for snipers, man. Therefore, I'm a little drained. But I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting the kind of mindset that you have to force yourself to be in to be able to like knife hand and like tell someone, hey, get the fuck out, bro. And not even in a friendly way. You can't leave any room for interpretation. I was thinking about this occasion like a couple of years ago where I had a coworker and some dude came in on a Valentine's Day. Some dude came in the middle of a rush and he tried to hand her flowers. He's like, and he'd been creeping for some time. He'd been creeping for some time. Don't like that. Yeah. The dude was married. The dude's been creeping. Middle of a rush. Tried to give her flowers. At the time, I saw it happening and I was like, here's the thing. Here's my interpretation as a third party who has not been aware of the situation, right? At the time, I remember this. She shouldn't have to say no more than once. It should be very simple, obviously. But because you have to wear the mask, because you have to put on the face and you have to put on the voice. It wasn't clear to me in that instance. I knew something was off, but I wasn't 100% sure. You know what I mean? Because she had to go, bro, you're crazy, bro. Like she was trying to keep the mood light, even though she was very clearly uncomfortable. And this was very clearly unacceptable. But she was trying to keep the mood light. She was trying to keep from being like, hey, fuck off, right? Which is what is deserved, obviously, but that's hard to do when you're in a customer service position. But because it wasn't 100% clear to me what the situation was, I was sitting there wondering, I was looking back and forth between them, and I was like, is this a bit? Do they know each other? Is this like a thing? Like a joke? Like, what the hell is going on? I wasn't sure. And I couldn't like stand up. I couldn't be like, hey, you got to get the fuck out of here, because like, what if it was a bit? You know, what if I wasn't sure? What if it was? What if they knew each other? What if they're friends? And so I had to ask about it afterwards. And yeah, no, it was wrong. It was fucked. No one should have to, 100%. But it got me thinking, man, it is hard to put the bass in the voice and to be like, no, this is unacceptable. It is hard for people to do that, especially in customer service positions. Some girl complaining that she said no once, and the guy left her alone, and he didn't fight for her. She was complaining. Weird. Outliers. Outlier situations. In any case, I had to rev myself up, because at the time, years ago, I was like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Next time I see him, I'm just gonna be like, oh, you're that guy. Hey, everybody in the store. This is the guy who likes to creep on women. A round of applause, everybody. This is the guy. Look at him. Remember his face. Remember his face, everybody. And I was revving myself up over the course of a whole weekend. I was like reminding myself, hey, you got to remember to do this. You got to remember to do this. The moment you fucking see him, the next shift you got to see him. You got to do it. I hyped myself up, and I get there and it turns out between Valentine's Day and the next shift I had, the guy got banned. He got banned because of the Valentine's thing. And I was like, man, I was relieved that I didn't have to be the guy. And at the same time, I was like, dude, I just fucking hyped myself up for the situation. And it where's the payoff, dude? Hi, Kyo. Welcome in. Hi, everybody. He was a customer. Yeah, he came every day. He showed up every day because on the off chance she was there. A true creepazoid. I know. Yeah. Gross. Unacceptable. And like, I've definitely reached that point where, I don't know, I feel like I got a lot of burning demons in me that want to like, they've all been like, I feel like a million ants in a sock. I don't know what I'm going to do the next time I see a motherfucker like that. Like, especially if they're doing something blatant. I'm going to have to fucking Thanos snap them out of existence, dude. I feel like I've got enough energy in me that I could actually just, like, open my mouth and point at them and scream, and they will get dragon shouted into oblivion. And I'd be like, whew, I feel better. Asked him a question once and got forced to give my number. Oh my god. I think everyone feminine presenting should just be able to have, I don't know, some sort of device on them that's very easy to use that could instantly teleport a bad actor to somewhere else. Just like zap. You're in a field in Ohio now. I hope you survive Ohio. Has anyone ever survived Ohio? I don't know if they have. I feel like people say they're from Ohio, and I'm like, you're lying to me. You're not real. This is to the back rooms. Yeah. To the back rooms. Goodbye. Goodbye. In any case, it's just very interesting to me. The kind of almost mental gymnastics you got to do to put yourself in certain mindsets. Right? Goes to Ohio for Christmas. They're not real. Your friend is a tulpa. What's a tulpa, guys? It's like an imaginary friend, right? Your friend is imaginary, okay? They're a demon. Egregor. Egregor. Is that different from real life Gregor? It's a thought organism. Yeah, it's like a thought organism. You've cultivated you've manifested due to I want to say group consciousness belief, kind of like orcs in Warhammer 40K. You've manifested a real being. Oh, or like in Haruhi Suzumiya, when they go to that horror island and they're like, there's a demon on the island, and then they find out the demon wasn't real. It was like a Scooby-Doo situation. So it was a Scooby-Doo situation, but Haruhi because she's technically God and she believes the thing was real, she accidentally, unaware, ended up manifesting an actual fucking ghoul on this cursed island that it just exists now, and now no one can go back to the island because it wasn't there before, but she believes it's real, so now it's there. I thought that was my favorite episode. That's the only episode I remember. That show was very like, I don't know. Maybe I don't like anime that much or something. Maybe I like One Punch Man, and I like Cowboy Beep Boop. I live in a state close to Ohio. You refuse to believe people live there? Finally, I have someone on my side. They're the same, but Tulpa's more religious and Egregor more demonic. Interesting. I didn't know there was an Egregor. E-boy. You had a guy follow you through multiple stores. Facebook number and offered you headphones. Jesus Christ. You'll take 50? Yeah, you just like point and you zap them and they're gone. Could this be an allegory? Could this be a similar to any kind of real device that exists? No, that'd be crazy. E-boys also manifest. If you believe in them, they'll manifest. They'll become stronger. You just gotta subscribe to them. I wouldn't classify myself. I feel like E-boy requires a certain, I want to say a certain aesthetic, a certain vibe, a certain. What is it? What constitutes an E-boy? I'm gonna look that up. We're looking that shit up right now. What constitutes an E-boy? An E-boy is a young man who is active on social media and has a distinctive style that includes alternative. Oh, I'm reading an AI description. I'd rather die. Okay, here's the dictionary.com definition. The terms e-girls and e-boys are slang terms for young women and men, respectively, who are active internet users, often stereotyped as emo-styled anime and gaming fans trying to get attention on social media. Okay, so everyone I've ever known who's used the term e-boy or e-girl has been fucking incorrect. Because they're not ever referring to emo-looking people. They're just referring to people on the internet. Like, they're like, oh, you're a streamer? That's an e-boy and or girl. And I'm like, okay, I believe you. And now I know they're wrong. Why did I believe them? The guy was so strange because you spoke to a coworker years later and he did the same thing to her. No, yeah, these guys are, they're freaks. And I don't really have the patience anymore to be, I guess, polite or benefit of the doubt about it. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I'm done. I'm done. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Here, listen, chat, it's unacceptable. Even the slightest sliver of bad behavior, of maladjusted behavior and attention like that. This is completely unacceptable. They need to be, I think they need to be probably, I don't know, like thrown into the shaker or something. Put them in the shake machine. Put them in the shake machine. Give them a couple shakes. I don't know. Crank it up to like 2 hours. What is the shaker, you might ask? I haven't patented it yet, but soon it will be implemented and we will have the true shake machine. It's kind of like a dryer, but with more padding. And you might be thinking, why more padding? Don't you want it to be like painful? I'm like, no. I don't want it to be directly painful. I want it to be, you know, like jostling, but like egregiously jostling. You once knew a dude who tried asking a girl out by giving her a wedding ring. What? I would have accepted the wedding ring. I would have pawned it. Oh my God. Listen, let me think about it. Listen, I just, give me some time, okay? I accept it, but like, you know what? Yes, I'll go out with you. I will check my schedule and set it up. Ring, please. Ring, please. Ain't never hearing from my ass again. Let me ponder. You never seen an emo e-boy? Just be like, I'll go out. Okay, we're dating now. And then just never see them again. Like, yeah, we're dating. I have no, just because we're dating doesn't mean I have any obligation to be around you, bro. Dating is just a word. I've never seen an emo e-boy. Apparently, dictionary.com says that the e-boy's got to be emo style or anime style. We talked for 1 day, and he asked to date after talking for a couple hours. Okay. You're making it sound like someone can't ask to go, hey, ask people out after hanging out for a few hours. I feel like it's acceptable to be like, oh man, I've been talking to this person for a few hours, and I think they're pretty cool. And then I would be like, hey, I'm getting vibes. Do you want to go out? And if they were like, bro, you read the wrong vibes, I don't want to go out. I would be like, oh, okay, cool. Just making sure. You know? And then just forget it and move on like a normal person. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that hard. Don't care. Like, why do you care so much? Be normal. I am an ego. This is true. Meeting someone a year later and the guy who annoyed her was the same guy that did it to you. I mean, I don't have the capacity, the time, or I want to say the educational acumen. I don't have the language to dive into the psychology of why men do shit like this, right? I have some theories that I could probably back up with, I want to say, anecdotal evidence, but I don't really have I don't want to dive too deep into it. I feel like I'll just talk out of my ass again, like I always do. Hold on, let me scroll back up. Imagine meeting someone a year late. Yeah, okay. Let me ponder. Was it a diamond? Yeah, dude, I'd fucking take the diamond. Iria has news. You have news for, like, personal news to you? Let's hear it. I would love to hear it. Please say it's personal news to you, because I don't want any surprises if it pertains to me. Oh my god. Chat, what I should be doing right now, I love talking and hanging out with you. That's why I'm doing it. But like, there's a reason the stream's 2 hours. I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna close my eyes. Don't put people on a pedestal, Iria. They're a normal person and they have flaws, as do you, okay? Don't blow it up too much, is all I'm saying, okay? You're gonna set unrealistic expectations on yourself and them, Instead of treating them like a normal person, you're going to push them into a place that you're going to push the image of them into an area where they can't possibly match up, and then you're going to start seeing the lack therein, the mirror self versus the true self, the self that you can never become because you're growing as a person. And then your ideal self in the mirror changes, and so you're constantly chasing the ideal self, striving for what you should be, instead of living in the moment and being what you are. Okay? You gotta like just like accept people for who they are and like accept their flaws, and then like if their flaws are too great, fucking don't put up with that shit. You know? She's treating me right. There's so many people. Listen, I understand, but everyone's got to stop romanticizing human interaction, bro. Like you can be besmitten. You know what? Be happy. do what you
give your wife the best.
You know what? You can be excited. Gravy the Gator, thank you for the 30 months. There's an heirloom diamond ring. Yeah, I would have taken that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck that it's an heirloom. You're being a creep. You're being a weirdo. Hello, cow. Cow, get away from me. Get away from me. No, I can't. No, stay away. You're stinky. No. Okay, Jesus Christ. Whew. Okay, I'm fine, guys. I was getting attacked. Hold on. Well, they asked to go on holiday with me after speaking for 5 minutes. And they asked, yeah, honestly, if anyone asked about that, like, that's just a drop and move on. That's a royal cow. Yeah, that's crazy. Asking that question is crazy. People are crazy, dude. People are insane. Next outfit idea, Guru the Guru. Nah, that's okay. I don't really put a lot of stock. I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't put a ton of stock into... Okay, this is going to sound crazy, but I need you to bear with me. I need to preface this with... I don't think it's good to culturally appropriate things, okay? I don't think that's a good thing. But I also think that in some instances, it's not that big a deal. And literally, the culture that you might be quote unquote appropriating from is excited to share it with people. And they're like, fuck yeah, fuck it up, bro. Put on the damn robes. Put on the kimono. You look great. We love that you're wearing the kimono. We love sharing our culture with other people. Oh my God, it's back! Okay? There's some cases where it's completely fucking unacceptable, okay? Do not be a Midwestern white female teacher putting on a Native American headdress and fucking doing stereotypical whatever shouts from Peter Pan, from the Peter Pan movie, in front of your students. You're crazy. Don't do that. That's crazy. You're insane. I wouldn't be like against wearing some kind of guru outfit or something. But I don't care enough to do it to offset my concerns with the optics of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there were any, which I don't think there'd be much. But just in case. Yeah, if that makes sense, does that sound reasonable? I'm trying to be reasonable and logical about things. I'm trying to like work through my feelings and my thoughts in a step-by-step manner. I'm trying to use rational thought without sounding like Ben Shapiro. You know? Taking into account the emotional aspect of the human experience. Being rational. I really want the cozy look. That's my next outfit for sure. I really want the cozy outfit look. I want loose hoodie. You know what? I want a toggle so that I can take the hoodie off and I'm just wearing like a tank top. Hey, I got a question for you guys. If I got a tank top, if I got a sleeveless outfit, let's pull up some images, huh? Nah, I want to stay on the walk. I like being on the walk. Well, stay on the walk. I can just describe it to you. There's like the wife beater tank top. That's like the undershirt look, right? But then there's like a tank top, right? That's like a sleeveless. I think the shoulder fabric is wider, maybe. Like what does Link wear when he has the climber outfit, the climber tank top on? That's the fucking tank top I want, dude. That looks great. That's a good look. In Breath of the Wild. How hard is it to not lie? He said he was 25, but you were skeptical. What was he? He was like way older? I don't know. Whitebeard is the only one you know? No, there's like apparently there's a different vibe to like the wider shoulder, the sleeveless tank tops with a lot of the sides cut out too. I don't like the ones with the sides cut out. The one where like you can see someone's like rib cage. I wouldn't wear that. I'm not shitting on everybody who wears those. I'm just saying I wouldn't wear those. It's not my bag. The wider shoulder. Yeah, the wider shoulder fabrics I don't think carry the same connotation of your average undershirt with the wife beater look. You know, the scumbag look. And like, am I crazy about the appearance? Like, I mean, not super, but I just know that I have a bias in my head that makes me not want to do it. Now I'll take the sleeveless for sure. Yeah, t-shirt with the sleeves cut off. I like that. I got to do that with some of my older shirts, honestly. I got like maybe 4 sleeveless shirts now. Anyway, point is I would have a sleeveless shirt underneath the hoodie so I can toggle to the sleeveless shirt look. Hello Kitty pajama bottoms. I would also wear those under penalty, under threat of being handed a lawsuit from the Hello Kitty company, which is run by the Hello Kitty franchise is run by what major corporation? Sanrio! It's Sanrio, bro! I can't believe I remembered it! Holy shit, dude. That's crazy. I remember things sometimes. I should not be able to speak, let alone remember things right now. I'm so tired. Star pajamas with an old-timey nightcap. You want me to honk shoe? Do you want me to rattle around a candle on a little plate too? Big eepy. I'm pretty eepy. I'm just, I guess I mean they go hand in hand, but I'm like eepy, but also I'm mostly like, I want to say spiritually my spiritual battery is a little drained, you know? But not in like a terrible way, more like it's been a long day. You guys are chilling with me post like work shift, right? Like if I had the choice, if it was late enough right now and I wasn't going to be going anywhere tonight, it would be like I'm cracking open a beer, I'm getting some pizza, I'm pouring myself like 2 fingers of Buffalo Trace. We're gonna put on jazz and we're gonna fucking chill. And that's kind of the vibe right now, except it's more of a mid-afternoon chill. You know what I mean? Putting a drone strike on a V2. Average Sanrio response. Am I pronouncing it right? I feel very awkward saying it right now. Sanrio. Pal, remember, guys, when I decided that I would forever from now on and so forth call the Emperor from Star Wars, I would call him Palpatine. I just think it's funny. How many, do I have any Star Wars fans here who are insane about Star Wars? Raise your doinkers. Like, I would hope that watching me are people who enjoy Star Wars, who are also able to understand the criticisms levied at Star Wars, especially for me. Because, like, I like a lot of the elements of it, but, like, I also see the potential, the wasted potential in the franchise. And I don't really want to talk about Star Wars that much. I feel like it's like neuron energy that is basically wasted. But I guess I'm just kind of, like, gauging the room. I'm kind of, like, reading the room. You enjoy Star Wars and the spin-offs plus some comics? Yeah, I like some of the comics too. Did you see that comic about, there's one comic where Darth Vader is attacked by a bunch of rebels. Like he lands and then the rebels are surrounding him, and they're like, there's like 100 of them, and they're like, surrender, you're surrounded. And then Darth Vader is like getting up from like the crash landing, and he's like, all I'm surrounded by is fear. And then he fucking turns on his red lightsaber and raises it, and he's like, and dead men. Holy shit, that comic fucked hard. I think it was a Boba Fett, and it was a Darth Vader Boba Fett like team up or something. I can't remember the exact specifics, but that comic fucked hard. Like there's redeemable good things about Star Wars. I think the wasted potential really ticks me off sometimes. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm willing to have conversations about Star Wars, but that comes with the double-edged sword, right? That comes with the fucking it's like the monkey's paw. Like you will have a conversation about Star Wars with Rupert, with Shadowroo, but also he will complain about the terrible, horrible problems with the writing, the pacing, the dialogue, and the character development, and in the sequel movies, in the sequel series. Killer headache after a nightmare. Your body is sore from yesterday, and your head's full of white noise. I'm glad that you're okay. Listen, everybody, I don't want to be a bummer. So here's my fault. Okay, we're going to get into it, right? A little bit, at least. Here's my thinking. There's no need for bummers, okay? There's no need for bummers when it comes to the conversation about being prepared for exigent circumstances, right? There's no reason to be bummed out about the concept of your house on fire if I suggest, hey, you should make sure your fire extinguisher is up to code, okay? Hey, take 20 minutes of your day, look up some information about fire extinguishers, check out your fire extinguisher, make sure it's up to code, and you know where it is. And you don't have to be bummed out about the fire because you're prepared, bro. You got the fire extinguisher, right? So my thinking is I'm very hope-filled. I think that having the conversation about the fire extinguisher and planning about the fire extinguisher kind of alleviates any of the worry and the concerns about the fire. Because now I'm like, my soul and my brain and my mind and my conscience is secure. I am ready because I know where the fire extinguisher is and I know it's up to code. I'm prepared. Now, that allegory aside, I would like everyone to strongly consider, if you're not currently like masking and doing a little bit of social isolation in terms of perhaps not, if you're eating out inside restaurants that are crowded, I would humbly request that you consider taking some extra precautions in the near future, because holy shit, shit's getting a little fucky. Okay? Do I have sources for you? It's honestly a lot of little scrambled mini sources because unfortunately the CDC has basically pulled the muzzle on the CDC. And so here's my thinking. Even if like a bunch of the sources that I see online, even if I see information that's like, hey, tuberculosis is going crazy in Indiana. Hey, measles is going crazy. And I'm like, what state was it? Ohio? Idaho? I always get the two mixed up. Massachusetts? I don't know. My thinking is, okay, even if they're lying about measles going crazy, even if it's not going crazy, it really doesn't hurt me to take a little bit of precautions about like masking, and maybe I'll eat at a restaurant where I can eat outside instead of inside. Like, oh, you believe them? You look stupid. Okay, I look a little stupid, right? But if it was real, then I would look pretty damn smart. You know? And also I would avoid getting tuberculosis, maybe. Do I do story writing counseling? I do, what is it? I do story adjacent things. I write and I do counseling, yes, and I do general, kind of like general writing assistance, which includes up to, you know, writing the damn thing, at least a bit. But it's like, what was my last price? I want to say it's in the ballpark of it's like a $30 an hour service with a minimum of 30. Like, even if it's like, oh yeah, 20 minutes, it's gonna be like, okay, that's gonna be 30. Let me look at my shit again. I haven't even looked at this shit for a while. My official voice acting services, apparently the minimum is about 300 for a certain number of words or 1 hour or something like that. Right? Something like that. You had this stupid cough for a whole week. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you've had a bad cough for a week. I don't know. I would take it easy. I would take it easy. I would eat chicken noodle soup. I would take it easy. You've been stubborn on it since your brother forced you to watch it every day as kids. I'm so sorry that experience has haunted you. This is why I'm very adamant about warning that everybody should, if you're excited about a certain source of media, you should temper your expectations and temper your excitement somewhat, and then approach a newcomer to the hobby from a reasonable angle, right? And that is why I tell people, do not try to induct people into liking Lord of the Rings by showing them in one day all 3 extended cut movies. Don't do this. The best way to induct someone into Lord of the Rings, make an evening of it. Find a Friday night, Saturday night, something. Watch one of the theatrical releases at a time. Saturday, and then next Saturday watch another one, and then the Saturday after that watch another one. Get popcorn, have a good time, you know? And then, if they like Lord of the Rings enough, they will want to see the extended cuts, right? Also, by the way, the Anime Loser, 4 minutes ago. Thank you for the follow. Welcome into the Buccaneer Bar. And Polette Croquette! I made it Italian. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in to the Buccaneer Bar, where I wave around a pen that you can't see to emphasize my words. I'm gonna end up throwing this shit at my monitor, I swear to God. I have to pee! Hey guys, I gotta pee. I'm gonna run an ad really quick and I will be right back, okay? Okay. I've always wanted a sugar mommy.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Did you get a sugar mommy?
No, I would be...
Share.
Never mind. Okay, I was getting up to go to the bathroom and I see that I got a raid. I see that I got a raid. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Hello. I'm Shadowroo, Shadow and Ruin, Dread Pirate, Corsair, Captain of the Hive Mind. Wonderful to see all of you. I literally just hit an ad to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Blanks. Huh. What are we feeling today? Are we feeling lucky? It really is luck at this point. We don't have the items to check on things. I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling lucky. Fuck you. Ah! Ah! What does this say? Oh, I'm scared. Twitch, don't be mad at me. Wait. Have considered pinning me down instead. Why is this in the room memes? Are you suggesting that I like to be pinned down? Because shut up. Cause shut your fucking mouth. This says room memes only. Memes I am not my memes. I washed my hands. I did. Hi everybody, welcome in. It's wonderful to see all of you here. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Hi everyone. Oh my god, no, I don't want that guy. I gotta pull up VTube Studio. Hi. Welcome in. It's wonderful to see all of you. We're having a sleepy mini Friday stream. Had a long day at work. We're going on a little walk. We're talking about this and that. We were just talking about how preparation should not bring with it desperation or misery. You know? In any case, point is, yeah, I believe in masking, especially with things happening right now. Things are getting a little weird, man. Have a great lie down. Take it real easy. I appreciate the raid. I want to bug you with questions about like how was your stream? What were you doing? But I understand that you got to go and do stuff. So I have those in mind. I want to ask them. Please take it easy. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I feel like that's a reasonable thing. Kato. Have a great dinner with wife. I would like to have dinner. Did I eat today? I ate a little bit. I had a little bit of spinach, a little bit of cheese, a little salad, and I think I'm gonna have a burrito tonight. Wait a minute. No. Tonight I'm gonna be going out, and what am I gonna get? Guys, should I have sushi tonight? Should I get sushi? You know what's a real pain in the ass? How many sushi places use imitation crab? Because imitation crab is made of cheap fish, and a cheap fish is pollock fish. And pollock fish, let me see this. Pollock fish. If we go to the pollock, and we look at the information on Wikipedia, it is a North Atlantic marine fish in the genus Palacius. Okay? North America, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. And it is, I feel like, where does it, if I'm allergic to pollock, I'm allergic to all the fish in the same, I want to say, the depth that they hang out in. You know what? I'm going to go look at the people who are just like me. I'm allergic to pollock. It means your body's immune system. Okay, duh. Thank you, AI answers, you big, dumb, stupid idiot. You showed Polite the epic music saga? Please, regale me. What is the epic music saga? I have my reservations asking this question because my immediate, my knee-jerk reaction is to be wary of the word epic in anything. I'm very much reminded of the years 2010 to 2015 with things like epic mealtime, epic etc., epic this and that, and just like the word epic has kind of, I feel like it's got a stink to it, you know? But I'm not allowing that preconceived notion to override my more logical, rational brain, and I'm going to ask you about this media. How many sushi rolls have imitation crab? All the good ones are salmon. Well, a lot of sushi rolls have imitation crab because it's cheaper than crab. Oh, it's a Journey of Odyssey. Hey, you know the Odyssey, they're making a movie. They're making an Odyssey movie. Hold on. Trash fish allergy? I'm wondering if I'm allergic to pollock or I'm allergic to the various parasitic, like lindworms, not lindworms, the parasitic, mites, the parasitic mites that replace fish's tongues. You know? Christopher Nolan, yeah, Christopher Nolan's doing the Odyssey. I hope he does a good job. Yeah, they're making an Odyssey movie. Christopher Nolan's doing it. I can't remember who's in it, but there are some people that I think are pretty cool that are in it, I think. Fish and narrowing it down. What I refer to as trash fish, namely tilapia and catfish. Farm salmon, farm tilapia, wild catfish, wild trout, pink salmon. Okay, well, I don't think people are allergic to... I don't see many people who are specifically allergic to pollock. I'm specifically allergic to pollock. I have not found a different fish I'm allergic to. I'm not allergic to a lot of things. You don't think you'd be allergic to the parasite because that would be any fish. I mean, salmon don't have the parasite. I don't know. I don't know if they have the parasite. What is the fish parasite that replaces tongues? Fish parasite replace tongue. It is called the Cymothea exigua. Oh god, this is awful to see. I'm so glad I'm not showing you guys this stuff right now. You guys would hate it. It would be horrible. It's super gross, guys. It's super gross. There's like a big old bug mite, and they have it on a spoon, and they're squeezing the fish, and it's slurping out of the spoon. Also, Andros, you said some other things earlier. What the hell did you say? Ahoy. Ahoy, Andros! Don't worry, Andros. I won't eat the pollock. I won't do it. You've seen them. Describe to us the experience of seeing these things in real life. Please. I want you to recount it in disgusting detail. I want you to see it in your mind's eye if you do not have aphantasia. For those of you out there who have aphantasia, I see you. I hear you. You're valid. For those of you out there who have lactose intolerance, I see you, I hear you, you're valid. I feel for your plight. Okay? I feel for your plight. Lactose intolerance, aphantasia. I know you can't rotate the apple in your brain. As somebody who can rotate 1,000 apples in different directions in my brain, I can't imagine not having that power. I guess it's kind of like ignorance is bliss. Sort of. Bug but into fish, and it made me think about if me, the fish, and I had the bug. I have never heard truer words spoken. Andros, I would be high-fiving you right now if I had hands. Those two are similar? Wait, what's similar? What's aphantasia? Aphantasia is the inability to form images in your mind's eye. You can't imagine physical thing. Like in my mind's eye, I'm not literally seeing with my eyes. It's not like projected inside my eyes, right? But in my brain, I can imagine a kind of ghost, not like version of things. Like I can close my eyes and I can imagine an apple. I can see where the light is hitting its waxy surface. I can see the curvature of the stem. I can see the perfect, almost like heart shape of its taper from the wider top of the apple as it tapers down to a narrower bottom of the apple. And if I turn the apple over, I can see that portion of the apple that is like, I don't know what to call it, but it's like the bottom of the apple with the little flappy, like sharp triangle-y bits and like a little like pseudo stem at the bottom and like the little white creases around the edges of that. Like I can see all of that in my brain, right? The anus, yeah, the anus of the apple. And not only can I do that, but I can then turn that apple over, have an invisible series of knives slice that apple into 8 to 16 different pieces and more, and I can rotate all of those pieces. I just did it. So I'm not doing this as a means to show off for all the people who have aphantasia. It's more like I'm demonstrating how my brain can do a thing. Can you spin the cow? I'm always spinning the cow. Did you remove the core in your mind? The core never existed in my mind. In my brain, my ideal version of the apple doesn't have a core. It's all apple meat. No core. I'm not incapable of imagining the apple with its core, but I choose not to. That's a flawed imagination. What do you mean it's a flawed imagination? It's a great idea. Are you crazy? Imagine if the apples didn't have cores. You could just eat the, I mean, technically you can already eat the whole damn thing, but I'm aware I'm eating seeds and I don't want to. Apple. Those apples are sterile. I mean, they could be whatever I want. You know what? Currently, I'm having 2 eyes grow within the apple and then a small toothy mouth form. And the apple is screaming. It's screaming haunted tunes from a chorus of the damned. And now it's dripping a waterfall cascade of cyanide, which I always imagine as being green in hue, from its Yeah, I'm making the annoying apple, yeah. I am making the annoying apple. You got me. You got me. Guilty as charged. Ah, I love water. I love lamp. The tarantula's rim hole looking ass butthole. Hey guys, I'm still thinking about that video I saw of a guy who ate a dried tarantula. Kanashi045, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Buccaneer Bar. You think you were around 12 when you were fishing in the ocean with your uncle and his friends. You caught a smaller fish, but you went to take the hook out and you saw the little bug in its mouth, and you threw it over the boat with the hook still in. Understandable. I'm not even a little disappointed in you. Can you spin naked grandma in your head? Yeah. Who's grandma? I just have like I guess I just spun a generic, like, dictionary definition grandma in my head, I guess. You need about 40 to 60 to kill someone. What? Oh, cyanide? 40 to 60 seeds or 40 to 60 seeds worth of apples? It's a difference. I completely understand grabbing the fish, being like, fuck no, and throwing it out of there. That's like the same reaction I would have if I found a spider on an object I was about, like a fish. Imagine if there were ocean spiders that could swim at like fish speeds. Dude, is that better or worse than air spiders that can fly and had wings like hornets? I feel like the air spiders that could fly and had wings like hornets would be worse because they would be more relevant in my life. I know they're water spiders, but they're kind of cool. I like how they can like flick themselves and they can like glide across the water on tepid, stagnant water surfaces that aren't too choppy. I think they're kind of cool. I think water spiders are kind of cool. Oh, there's also water spiders that exist under... No, those are water skimmers. There's water spiders that basically have bubbles of air that they trap between hairs on their body, and they also cultivate bubbles of air. They're so cool. I think water spiders are cool. You know who's fucked up though? There's a creature that can bite you in the swamp. Painful bite bug swamp. Biting midges? No, not biting midges. Show me the motherfucker. Show me the Belostomidae. The Belostomidae is a family of freshwater hemipteran insects known as giant water bugs, otherwise known as, Andros, toe biters. Fuck that shit. I'm never going in a damn swamp. Where are they found? The oldest fossil member from the late Triassic aged Cow Branch Formation of Virginia and North Carolina. Okay, but where are they? Where are these dudes? Where's the toe biters? Where are they? The there are about 170 species found in freshwater habitats worldwide, with more than 110 in the neotropics, more than 20 in Africa, almost as many in the Nearctic, and far fewer elsewhere. I don't know about you guys, but maybe there's something in my brain that's broken, but I have no desire to go into any body of water whatsoever. None. When I was a kid, even, there were other kids who were like, we're so excited to jump in the river. And even as a child, I was like, why? What are you going to do in there? Why? What? Why? It's just water. It's just water and dirt and plants and algae and also creatures in the water that you can't see because the water is too fucking... It's too murky. It's opaque. Opaque is you can't see through it, right? Yeah, and it's cold. Also, Morrow! Hi, Morrow. Welcome in. It's so good to see you. Yeah, and rivers are freaking cold. There's things that lurk in there. You can never be 100% sure there isn't a damn pike in the water, you know? What's a pike, you may be asking? Big fish that bite. Big pike. These assholes. Hold on, no, I want to see Pike Wikipedia. Not the Pike Corporation, the Northern Pike. Yes, please. a species of carnivorous fish of the genus Essox. They're commonly found in moderately salty and fresh waters of the northern hemisphere. They grow to, their average length is 16 to 22 inches, so about 2 feet, with a maximum recorded length of 59 inches. Oh my god, 60 inches? High pitch he goes while trying to wave it away. There's things that lurk in there. Hi, Jason. Yeah, I've been honestly wearing my bar outfit very often. Hi, Oni. Welcome in. I've been okay, Mauro. I've been going to school and I've been working, and it's very tiring, guys. You know what? I have a. Can I tell you guys something I learned recently in class? You guys understand the concept of a collage, right? Like you cut out a bunch of shit from magazines and then you glue them together to make a different image, and it's like, make a collage of your family, and like you cut out some pictures, that you print out some pictures of family, and you just like, here's my family. It's like a little elementary school little fucking cute little thing you do. Bro, that's the commodified capitalist version of it, dude. The original collage, as made by Hannah Huck, a German artist, an artist from Germania. And the idea of the collage was to create a dissonance between two separate images that basically ask a question of the viewer, that allows you, the viewer, to the viewer of the art, to understand a fundamental concept. Also, Harbis! Hi everybody, welcome in. We're talking about the collage, an artistic concept as made by Hannah Huck, a German artist. We're talking about art, baby. Hi everybody, welcome in. I'm Shaderoo, Shadow and Ruin, Dread Pirate Corsair, Captain of the Hive Mind. That's me. Hypnodom? Are we talking about a Hypnodominus Rex, or are we talking about a Hypnodominant as opposed to a Hypno-subservient? Wait, it's dom, sub, top, bottom. Yeah, okay. Hypnodom. You know what? I think the concept of hypnosis, I can see it as being, it's like, it allows someone the space to kind of give up, like that. The idea, the appeal of it is like giving up like control in a way where it's like, this ain't me. I'm being hypnotized. And so it kind of gives them that freedom to like kind of do what they really want to do. It's like a mind space thing. Hi. Yeah, it can be freeing. Yeah. I support this. Action. Hi everybody, welcome in. We're on a bit of a walk today. It's a shorty stream. I'm just post work, so we're a little sleepy, but we're having some discussions. We were just talking about the collage and how the collage originally was a method of taking separate, disparate images and create, like, we went over this whole thing. Point is, Hannah Huck was very much in tune with, very much interested in women's role and women's kind of like perception, the objectification of women in women's fashion in the 1920s and so on and so forth. Kind of how women's fashion and popular images crafted this idealistic version, and how people seeing that idealistic version can't possibly match up to it. Very separated from modern collages. Exactly. And so I have a project. I'm going to make a collage. I'm not going to do it on that subject necessarily. We kind of covered it. But I just don't think my brain, I don't think I'm going to make something good. I'm more of a writer. I'm less of a visual artist. And that's not to say that I can't become a good visual artist. I'm not saying like, oh, I could never be that good. I could be that good. I totally could be. I just don't want to. Not as bad as artists do. I have a stronger desire to be better at writing. I think that's an important distinction. I think some people have to realize that what they can't do and what they won't do are two different things. There are people who will sit there and they'll go, I could never do that. And I say, fucking sure you could. If you wanted to do it bad enough, you would figure something out. but you don't not. It's not like you can't do it. It's that you don't want to enough. And that's something you have to kind of like accept about yourself. But your brain sucks? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Have you seen what some people whose brain, quote unquote, sucks can do if they want something bad enough? You could do... I've done this on Monday. I know I keep doing inspirational shit. It doesn't matter. You can do anything you set your mind to that you want to do, Chet. You can do anything. You are perfectly capable. You are functional, rational, logical beings, elevated minds, beyond the common roach, beyond the worm. What's the one Slipknot song? I was a worm before I was a man. I was a creature before I could stand. I will remember before I forget. Before I forget that. I love Slipknot. Why are my eyes stuck? Oh. No, wrong button. Okay, right button. Nope, wrong button. All right. Okay, now we fixed it. I think you're rational. Oni. You're all more rational than you like to meme about. I'm gonna be normal now. I'm gonna be normal now. In 2022 and 2023, I was insane. I was silly. And I still like being silly, don't get me wrong. 2024 was a bit of a transitional period. Okay? And now I'm entering my academia age where I'm like, we're gonna talk, bro. We're gonna keep it real. We're gonna practice a little thing I like to call sincerity. We're gonna be sincere, motherfucker. We're gonna show you Lord of the Rings and you're gonna cry when Frodo sees Gandalf for the first time in what must have been years.
Hello.
And is so happy. They're so happy to see their friends. God, I love that movie. Hi, friendly Monster Hunter. Special hello to you. By the way, I would like to tell everybody, if you have redeemed, hello, redeem, and I've neglected to say special hello to you, that is a mistake on my part. It should be happening. I'm just sleepy. You're going to become a pre-rodent? How do you become a pre-rodent while you're already a rodent? Are you going to, you're going to like revert? You're going to enjoy the chaos. Yippee! Congratulations on the yippee. I think Ruru was my well-being teacher. Maybe. Maybe I've been in your walls all along. What was I talking about, dude? Anyway, as a welcome in Raiders, we're talking about Pike and art. I gotta do a collage. I think what I want to do about in the collage is somehow use collage and this dissonant images to craft commentary and critique on celebrities who talk big game about climate change and then continue to fly their private jets negligently in literally everywhere all the time. Like, bro, you could have taken a train. You could have taken a train. Come on. Come on. Pick it up. Pick it up. I just don't know how I would craft an image like that. Again, I'm more of a what would you call it? So there's visual artists. What would you call a word-based creative? There's visual artists, there's like digital artists, there's you know, what would you call a word prose-based? You would call a poet, easy. I could do poetry. I guess you could call me a poet. I've done a lot of poetry, and I'm getting back into it to some degree. You both go into long conversations about... You can't do whatever you want, though! You gotta master your own mind. You've gotta take stock of what's important. You gotta be like, okay, wordsmith? Wordsmith has the same connotation to me for a writer that mixologist has for a bartender. I once I went and I applied to, by the way, Nesukit Dirge, thank you for the follow. Orkbus, thank you for the follow. Snowy Fluff, raided? I was in the middle. We were getting raided by, Harbus. My apologies. Thank you for the raid, Snowy. Oh my God. I thought it was the same. God damn it, man. I thought it was the same thing. Okay, well, welcome in both raids. I kind of accidentally fused them into one. It's okay, we're gonna move on. Appreciated. Welcome in raiders. Thank you for the raids. I don't know, did we shout out Harbus and Snowy Fluff? Let me go in reverse order. I'm gonna shout out Snowy. Snowy Fluff. Boop. Yes, okay, and then we're gonna shout out Harbus. Perfect. Thank you for the follow. I totally fused them together, my bad. Text-based art. Yeah, I'm a text-based artist. There we go. I hope you all had fun playing Party Animals. That's a very silly game. Used to give you tea while we sat on beanbags. That sounds very cozy. That sounds very cozy. I wish beanbags were more structurally sound. Every beanbag I've ever seen has never lasted more than, I don't know, a handful of months. And it's not just because, like, okay, you know, yeah, you have to take into account that some people just jump on them. Yes, of course. But I just feel like they're just not made very well overall. They end up bursting and having beans leak everywhere. Did you do, who did who dirty in the Party Animals game? Someone got done dirty. They always get done dirty in Party Animals. Who was it? Who was the victim? But come sing! Hello, welcome in. Welcome in. Are you humping your beanbags? It's very interesting. I wasn't, but it's very interesting that your mind immediately jumped to the visualization of humping the beanbag. Is there something you'd like to share with the class? Every beanbag, I have never owned a beanbag, but I have been to youth centers and camps, and they are quirky enough to have beanbags sometimes, and all of them are fucked up all the time. Like, they never last long. Yours has never burst. How often do you use it? Come on. If you tell me that you use it very often, I'm gonna believe you, but I'm also going to believe that you're very gingerly sitting on it. You're being very careful and gentle with your property, which I respect. You've unlocked the fear of beanbags. They don't like burst, like explode. They just like eventually they get some rip in it, and now the beanbag's fucking useless. Everyone did everyone dirty. You know what I have never been able to figure out in Party Animals? How to properly throw somebody. It's hard to work out. I gotta practice. You've never sat on it. Okay. All right. See what I mean? No, you see my point now, huh? You've never seen a burst beanbag. Your place is just cheaped out. Maybe you could be right. You know, I haven't looked at all the data. I have to take into account. My rational brain tells me that I only have a portion of the evidence, and therefore I can only come up with a portion of a conclusion, which is no conclusion at all. Kids would purposely open it, though. I guess they could do that. Who's fucking the beanbag? I don't think anyone's fucking the beanbags. Like, I don't see a point. I'm sure someone at some point had the idea to fuck a beanbag and then was sorely disappointed by the lack of pressure that the beanbag was able to apply. This is not my favorite subject. I would like everyone to keep that in mind. I didn't bring up copulation with a beanbag. That wasn't me. I'm just willing to run with the bit. The things I do for you, chat. The things I do for you. You would peep the ball. You would peep the beans. Say it right. It's their beans. It's a bean bag. It's not a ball bag. Ball bag's a different thing. A ball bag is what you use to collect the basketballs and the various other dodgeballs from the gymnasium at your school And when the coach is like, hey, help me pick up the damn balls, and then you put all the balls in the ball bag, it's a different thing. And then it has a little tie, and you close the tie by pulling it, and then it has a little piece of plastic with a little applicator that like locks the tie in, and then you pull that tight to cinch it just like a sleeping bag. And then you take that, you put that on the cart, you push it into the little storage area, and you close it up, and the coach is like, thank you, good job. You don't have a ball bag in your pants. You know that's called something else. It's a bag that has ball. Can we not? I'm trying to bring this to a different place. I'm working so hard, you guys don't appreciate me at all. Bean bags don't have actual beans in them. I'm sure there's some bean bags that have like dried black beans or something, but that would be crazy. I feel like bugs would get in and be like, ooh, a veritable wonderland. Wonderful. I would be that bug. That would be me. I would find my way into the bean bag, and I would feast. I would feast like a king. I would probably establish a kingdom within the bean bag, akin to the kingdom in Hollow Knight, and I would probably be usurped by some kind of horrible curse and lose my bean mind, grow and become the beanbag. Imagine if you sat on a beanbag and there was a toe biter in the beanbag and it burst forth and it was huge from eating so many beans. You want the money to make a proper beanbag? I'm sure someone has made some kind of high-end gourmet super beanbag that you can't burst no matter how much you do it. Imagine the apocalypse happening, and you have no food, and then you discover your beanbag has real beans. I guess you would luck out then. I suppose you would luck out then. Slime, I would like to say that I don't know. I don't have a system set up, or a system that I remember setting up, which is why I've decided to move on with the general flow and vibe of the stream, and I've elected to probably just respond to your DM at some other point. And so I feel like if you could match my wavelength, that would be great. That would be awesome. You're scared of beanbags now? You should be scared of toe suckers. Just don't go into bodies of water. Who here, okay, raise your doinkers. Who here loves to walk into muddy rivers for no reason? Do you guys really, okay, for those of you river lovers, do you really like splashing that much? Like, what joy does splashing give you? Like, I'm in water, I splash. What else is there to do? I can swim, okay, but I'm just moving in the water. I don't understand. Not a muddy river. Every river's muddy. There's dirt at the bottom of the river. It's wet. That's mud. They're all muddy. Dirt, wet dirt is mud. Right? Some of it's sand. I get it. But most of it's mud. Not a murky river. You make the river murky the moment you start disturbing the layer of silt in the dirt at the bottom of the river. Also, Bewilder Rider and Jamie, thank you for the follows. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us here at the Buccaneer Bar, which is not a bar right now. It is an idyllic, beautiful Switzerland landscape and village. This looks really nice. I want to take walks here. You have to stab the dirt! I'm sorry, I had to reference Atlantis at some point during the stream. You have to stab the dirt. Underrepresentation of your boy Clay? Okay. True or untrue? Clay is a layer that usually is sitting beneath a layer of mud and or dirt. You don't usually have clay like exposed, right? Clay usually sits beneath a layer. That's my experience with clay anyway. Most rivers near me have only rocks in the bottom. Pretty clean. Okay, now we have an even bigger issue. You're saying that there's rocks at the bottom of the river, even with water dogs, even with water shoes, the amount of jagged edges pressing into the bottom of your foot, pressing into the arch of your foot is just, it's unacceptable. And that, let alone if you like, haha, I'm running around in the rocky river, and then you fall over, and then like you fall in the water, which is not that big a deal, but like your elbow fucking gets cut open on a piece of water, and now there's a damn amoeba who has slipped into the opening of your wound and is making its way to the gray matter in your brain right then and there. You're fucked. Nobody should go in rivers. The brain-eating amoeba is gonna get you. I don't mean to panic you, actually. I'm just being a goofball. I'm panicked about the brain-eating amoeba. Doesn't mean you guys have to be panicked about the brain-eating amoeba. Although I would urge you to exercise due caution. The penis worm? Are you talking about the penis fish? That's in the Amazon. I'm not concerned about that. Rivers taste good? Why are you sucking on rivers? Reddit, am I the asshole? For the last portion of the stream, I want to do judgment court. I want to go to court. We're going to look at am I the asshole posts. Am I the asshole for wanting my homeless brother-in-law off my property? My homeless, I feel like the popular and more, I want to say socially acceptable version of homeless is now houseless. Houseless people can have a home. It's just, it might not be a house or an apartment. Houseless brother-in-law. Well, you're going to say, okay, so I wasn't going to go to this one. It's the same thing. No, I would argue that houseless people can have a home. Just because that home is a nice patch of shade and a tent underneath an oak tree nearby an overpass doesn't make it not a home. Okay, you know, like, I feel like houseless is just like a friendlier way to say it, you know? Like, they're houseless. We should probably build accommodations for people who are down on their luck. And also accommodate people who are not necessarily down on their luck, but they also can't take care of themselves. About them, okay, let's go to it. House and home are the same. I completely understand where you're coming from. It felt the same way to me too when I encountered this this difference. You can have a house but not a home. So even though you're in a house, I am homeless. Yes, and anyone who lives in an abusive household can tell you that. Yup. Sorry I made it real, guys. Sorry I made it real, guys. But we're about being real here. We're about being rational here. We're serious people. Look behind me. It's a road. I can see behind me at all times. You can be in a house, but it ain't your home. Just like in the second movie of Guardians of the Galaxy, that man might be your father, but he ain't your daddy. Okay? Ah? Did I make that clever? I feel like I made it kind of clever. Your van can be a home, but it's not a house. Yeah, exactly, Anders, exactly. Hi, Terrible, by the way. Oh my god. The gloom terminids. I feel like the events aren't lasting long enough. Terribleness. I feel like the events for Helldivers, they're not lasting long enough. Like the gloom, like assaulting Fori, the War of Fori, or the Battle of Fori. Why is there no progress being made? I'm kicking ass on that planet. I'm carrying the whole damn war. I jump in on level 8s, and I'm tearing ass, dude. I got my rail cannon, I got my stalwart, I've got my my automated machine gun. What else do I got? What's my backpack? What is my backpack? What do I bring? Oh, I bring my guard dog. Hi Zito, welcome in. Hello. I bring my guard dog backpack, or I bring the portable hell bomb. They're gearing up for the main event. Okay, I'm excited. got to get around to playing Helldivers. Honestly, I feel a sense of, I want to say it's not that big a deal to me, and I'm aware of it, but I do feel a little bit of a small sliver. It tickles a portion of my amygdala, and it tells me that I belong to something. I belong to a joint effort for something greater. And it's imaginary and it's stupid and it's just a little hobby. But there's something tickling me in the brain going, hey, you were a part of this big battle and we won. And I'm like, ew, that's kind of neat. You know, like, it's kind of neat. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, am I the asshole? Oh. About a month ago, I found out my brother-in-law had been living on my property My brother-in-law had been living on my property in a tent without mine or my spouse's permission. The property is not big, but has a lot of hills, so we have not seen him until I caught him walking down the road. My spouse's mother had said something about a year ago if the brother could stay on the property, and I laughed and said absolutely not. I don't trust him due to an incident with him attacking my spouse a few years back. Okay, yeah, definitely not the asshole. This is cut and dry. I was gonna say, like, if he's like a reasonable guy and this was a normal situation, I was gonna say, like, I'd be annoyed, but if like my brother-in-law was cool and just like, I don't know, had some crossed wires about the situation and was thinking, oh, I can't ask, or like let's say they were too embarrassed to ask me or something. I don't know. But if like I know them and I love them and they're family and they're cool, I'd be like, bro, why didn't you just ask me? I'm gonna let you tent on my property, dude. You know, like, we'll figure something out. We'll accommodate. But apparently this guy is crazy, so this is cut and dry. I don't even need to look at it. It's stupid until the bugs invade the earth. I'm talking about like it's just a video game. Attacking spouse makes an instant no. You know what? I am interested in what people... We have asked him to leave, and he has not done so. The mother does not think it's a big deal, and seems to be perfectly fine with him being out in 19-degree weather. I feel like the 19-degree weather is going to solve your problem at some point. Right? Like, not to be... I apologize, I'm being a little bit morbid and callous and maybe morally bankrupt and, you know, but isn't that hot? 19 degrees... Remember that Fahrenheit works on a 10 to 1 scale. 10 is really hot. 1 is really cold. 3 is at the freezing point, right? It's 10 to 1, and 3 is freezing, but 1 is still just really cold. So right now, he's at like a 2. Right? So he's like a 2, which is really cold. It's below freezing. Divorce the brother-in-law and marry the tent. That's a pretty good King Solomon situation there. I don't know if the bugs are going to invade the Earth. Maybe they will. It'd be kind of cool to fight on Super Earth. Would I be the asshole if I say that I don't want my little cousin to blow out my candles on my birthday? Why would anyone else blow out your candles? Oh, what were the degrees outside? 19 Fahrenheit, which is 10 degrees, 11 degrees below freezing. You did 4. It's fine. Ooh is funny. I, female 18, have a little cousin, male 6. Before he was born, my birthdays were great and fine, but ever since he was 3, it's been a nightmare. After myself and my twin blow our candles out together, the adults then light the candles for my cousin and let him blow out the candles, which then gets spit on the professionally baked cake, which we all have to eat. I'm thinking. So here's the situation. This person who is 18 has a little cousin who is 6, and on her birthday, They blow out the candles, and then the parents, like, we want the kid to have fun too, and then they make candles, and they light them so that the kid gets to blow them out. Yeah, cut them a slice and put a candle on it, and like he's 6, he does whatever. Why does the cousin do it though? Is it also his? No, it's not. It's not. It's not his birthday. They're just accommodating the child because I don't know. I feel like, let me make it clear before I say anything. I am, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not anti-child like so many people on the internet are. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not anti-kid. I'm not, okay? Let me now go the other way and say it is fucking unacceptable that my local brewery have a hosted, catered birthday party for a 5-year-old with a dozen 5-year-olds running around, up, down, under tables, the whole works. This is completely unacceptable. I don't give a shit if you're a dad or a mom or whatever, and you're like, I'm walking, I'm not driving or anything, I just want a quick beer, or like, we're out shopping, my wife went to the mall, she's doing some stuff, I'm walking nearby this brewery, I could go for a beer, and you bring your kid in and you have a beer, and it's not like they're gonna give the kid the beer, obviously, so. But to have a children's birthday party at a brewery, that's crazy. It's a brewery, you don't get that. I'm just saying, having a kid-centric thing at a brewery is insane. Go to a Chuck E. Cheese like everyone else. Go to Five Nights at Freddy's like everyone else. You know? That's crazy. I feel like we have allowed children to invade spaces. We have allowed parents to invade spaces that, not that they don't belong there, they just have taken ownership of it in a way that is socially unacceptable. I'm not saying that you can't stop at a brewery on the way with like 3 kids and have a quick pint on your way to Chuck E. Cheese's. Like you're getting Ubers or something. Like, you gotta pregame before you get to Chuck E. Cheese's because Chuck E. Cheese's doesn't have alcohol. I get that. Okay. Like, there's concessions to be made here. I'm not insane. There's compromises, right? If you have a kid, you can bring your kid to the restaurant. If the kid starts screaming and knocking shit over, you need to take your little spawn outside for a bit. Okay? You can bring kids to the wedding, but if the vows are being read and your child is screaming, you gotta take your kid outside. And it is insane that anyone would argue with me about that. Okay? That's crazy. You can't even do that shit where you're from. Child's birthday. It's literally having a child's birthday in a pub. Brewery birthday party is fine as long as it's before 3 p.m. There's 2 elements to this. One, I feel like you're disrupting all the adults who want to say the word fuck at that, like, you know, they want to like have adult conversations and stuff, right? You're disturbing everybody else if you're having a birthday party for children at a brewery. 1. This can be, again, ameliorated. This can be fixed. This can be modified. There is compromises. But number 2, I just automatically don't really respect you as a parent because you clearly were like, I'm not gonna do something fun for the kids. I'm gonna do something I want to do, and I'm gonna try to mix this together. You know, I'm gonna have a birthday party for my kid at a brewery because I want to go to the brewery. The kid doesn't want to go to a fucking brewery, so I immediately don't respect you. It's your kid's little birthday. Like, get a damn bouncy castle and have it in your backyard. They'll have way more fun. Or like, again, go to Chuck E. Cheese's. Right? Something. Go to the park. Set up a couple little nets. Right? Have them get a soccer ball. Put up a barbecue. Have them run around and kick the ball around. Like, kids want to do that shit. I just can't imagine the logic behind bringing a party of 5-year-olds to a brewery and having them run around. You know how sharp the edges on some of those benches are? The benches that people sit at? And the tables? And like the floor is concrete, guys. These are basically industrial warehouses that have been modified into places where you can sit and drink and sometimes eat. They're like warehouses. It's solid, cold, concrete, metal, bolts. It's crazy. No one under the age to drink is allowed in a bar. I mean, let's think about this. If you're walking home from picking your kid up from school, you see the pub. Your kid's like, I don't know, 10. You're like, you know what? I want a quick pint. I would like a pint. Or I'm going to buy a 6-pack. I'm going to buy a 6-pack from the fridge. And then you walk in, and your 10-year-old follows you in because you're not going to leave them outside. That's crazy. And then the guy is like, hey, no one under the age of 21 is allowed. And you're like, I know, I'm just going to buy, we're not going to order beer for my 10-year-old. I'm just here to buy a 6-pack. And like, they're still yelling about like, you can't have them in here. They got to wait outside. It's like, they're 10. You want them to wait outside in an industrial area or a major downtown, like the downtown of a metropolis? Like, are you crazy? 10 to 12? No, yeah, no, they were 5. These are babies. These are like almost toddlers. So like, I am not gonna be crazy about not letting people under a certain age. Because like, if someone's walking in and like their kids with them and they buy a 6-pack and like go, who cares? Whatever. Can't you get a 6-pack at almost any corner store? That's what I'm saying. You can just walk into a corner store and buy alcohol. Like, why can't you just walk into a pub and buy the same thing? It's like a corner store, but you can also sit and drink it in there. Like, who cares? Toddlers should be toddling. In this situation, guys, none of the toddlers are drinking anything but water and juice, maybe, okay? When I was a kid, your mom or your dad or mom would go to the pub across the road and you'd have a tap soda with colorful yeah, like, why wouldn't you just be like, okay, that is a child. Obviously, they're going to have a soda. And so, like, the parents would sit at the table and the kid would sit at the table and they would have a soda or water. And while the parents were hanging out and talking and having some drinks. That's just crazy. Oh, I'm just saying. It's a little... I'm not going to be like completely 100%, oh, no kid should be able to be in a bar. Like, there's circumstances where it doesn't matter and who cares, right? There's normal circumstances. Hosting a birthday party for 5-year-olds is not equivalent to, you know what I mean? There's no equivalency there. Parents drink and the kids are asking the weird old man questions. Sure. Weird old man is probably, because he's weird and old, he's probably lonely, and he's like, hey, I love that these kids are asking me questions. I actually saw, what was it, like a TikTok maybe, a YouTube video, and what was it? It was like a kid who was so smart, and he loved tractors, and he was sitting there, and he was talking to this old guy. I gotta find this. Hold. Let me pull it up. Tractor kid smart tractor show video. Keywords, baby. Found it. So easy. I'm so good at this. I don't care. No, not this. Here we go. No. Show me the core video, please. Wait, you can't hear it. You guys can't hear it. Let me pull it up. There we go.
Price tag on it too. Somewhere around 50,000.
And what do you think about all the attention that you're getting?
Okay, they're not doing the core video. I gotta find the core original video. Jackson at the farm show.
Except it's a little what?
Oh, there you go.
I like that. What's
got
this?
that diesel engine in there.
So how much horse is she rated?
Cover
How much is she rated for?
Kind of maybe
buffer right here.
and maybe condense the sound a little bit if it does.
It didn't sound a little bit, yeah.
Yep.
He's 8.
What's the width on the mower deck?
I believe that's one 72 inches.
That's nice.
About 6 feet.
That
6
is.
feet. It uses our 7 iron, which is 7-gauge thick steel.
Ooh, that's nice stuff.
What's the
I
width?
like this mower.
You like that more?
I really like the one with the cab. That's probably.
Oh, if I'm going to mow grass, I want to be comfortable. I want to be in air conditioning.
Yeah, I'm with you. That big old sprayer. I love.
Yeah, he's like, you know, maybe some things he's like playing it off like, I don't really know what that is. Maybe, but I don't want to assume that. I'm just going to assume this guy knows what he's talking about. This little guy knows what's going on. I can't believe there's been no sound this whole time. I've been playing Persona music this whole time. The accent's great, right? Last can of drinks was red, so I thought it was cola, but it was beer. You threw it away thinking it was spoiled. Yeah, kids don't even like frickin' beer, man. They'd drink it and they'd be like, you have to be indoctrinated into liking beer. That's how I got into beer. My first beer was Blue Moon and I was like, this sucks ass. But then I was also like, well, I would like to drink beer. So I'm just gonna kind of put up with it. And then I just drank it until I started liking it. Like, it's that simple. What was my original point? I had an original point about kids in places. Where'd it go? I've been talking about kids at the brewery for so long that there was a point that I was inspired by into speaking about kids at the brewery. It's gone, man. Was that in an airplane? Hold on, let me scroll up. Maybe I'll get a spark of memory. Rivers. Van. Bugs. Oh, yeah! That was the Am I the Asshole post, right? I don't want my little cousin. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want my little cousin to blow out the candles on my birthday. There is just this big issue I see where I feel like this is the case, right? You shouldn't be an asshole to kids. This is a firm belief I have. Don't be a dick to kids, right? But I think some people are too afraid of being a dick to kids. So afraid of being a dick to kids that they overcompensate in unreasonable ways. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is you have that phenomena of these children are running around this quiet, nice restaurant, literally screaming and shouting, knocking shit over, and going under people's tables. They're treating it like a Chuck E. Cheese. And their parents are going like, whatever. And because like, they don't want to establish boundaries. They're so afraid of being a dick to kids, or they don't care. There's also that option. There's a balance. Like, you could have your kids at a restaurant, but like, common decency dictates that you would control them from running around shrieking and going under strangers' tables. I'm just saying. You don't like alcohol at all? That's totally fine. I feel like people put in too much weight on alcohol, honestly. Me, I do like alcohol, but I also am now just realizing that I haven't had a drink for weeks because, I don't know, it just hasn't come up. Actually, no. I went to a housewarming party for a friend last week? Was it Friday or Saturday? Was it last week? It's been a long week, man. And then I had some mead that a friend brought over. So yes, I did have a drink, but it was just like, I mean, it was called Viking Blood. It was good. I had to try it. But before that, I hadn't had a drink for weeks. I just don't even think about it. Too easily irritable to be around rowdy kids. Well, that's the thing, right? there's a time and a place for kids to be rowdy. And I would even say there's more places for them to be rowdy than there isn't. But there are places for them to specifically not be rowdy. And it's the responsibility of the parent to prevent, either one, prevent their kids from being rowdy in the first place. Or two, if they are rowdy, then to recuse themselves and remove themselves from that situation. Themselves and their children. Easy fix. Just convert the cousin's parents to Jehovah's Witnesses. What do Jehovah's Witnesses do to candles? The only alcohol you like is plum wine? I've never tried plum wine. Wine dries out my brains, and it just has a higher chance of making me have a hangover. Oh, no birthdays. It's a weird. I mean, maybe birthdays are weird. We're just used to it. Maybe like the concept of birthdays is weird. They don't celebrate holidays or birthdays? Not even Christmas? I mean, I'm trying to look at this from the perspective of like, did they look at holidays and just decide to be against the grain? Or did the concept of holidays, do they just not give a shit, or are they anti-holiday and anti-birthday? It's just like a weird, it's like a strange, yeah, it's just like a strange, I want to say tradition, I suppose, to be anti-something. I'm more in the vein of like, less things should be anti things and more things should be pro good things. I know it's a really roundabout and probably vapid way of saying something, but I guess I was thinking about this. There's this guy that I completely forgot existed until someone mentioned it on Twitter. And his name was Rush Limbaugh. And when I saw his name, memories came flooding back of like hearing about this guy, Rush Limbaugh, when I was a kid. And I was like, oh yeah, you would hear this guy all the time. And the post about Rush Limbaugh was noting how no one gives a fuck or remembers Rush Limbaugh. Because that guy, all he ever did was hate things. And all he ever did was be spiteful and cruel and mean and loud. He was all negativity all the time. He was just a piece of shit. And then he fucking died, and everyone forgot him, and no one remembers or cares about him. Because there's nothing to his legacy but negativity and bullshit. Lots of people know him. I mean, I remember him, but like, I didn't think about him. First off, I didn't give a fuck when he died. I was like, good. And then I didn't think about him until years later when someone was talking about how, wow, isn't it kind of funny how this negative asshole died and no one cares? And I'm like, yeah, it is kind of funny how this negative asshole died and no one cares. Guy getting in trouble as a tourist in Korea. Oh yeah, like I don't know, people who are mean and annoying and cruel, they fade, man. There's no, I want to say, longevity to cruelty. There's no longevity to anger and negativity. Trump gave him a Medal of Honor? I don't fucking remember that. My brain has live edited that shit from I believe it, but I'm not surprised. When I was little, I used to think Jehovah's Witness were like people who witness something. I mean, you would think so. Are they not people who witness something? Are they not people who witness something? You know what's sad about that? The Medal of Honor being awarded to someone like that just taints the Medal of Honor for everybody, honestly. It's kind of like the Nobel Peace Prize. Little bit of a hot take, not trying to make this political. I'm just gonna say it. Two things. One, there's a president who received the Nobel Peace Prize, who is well documented for drone striking a lot of people who did not deserve a drone strike. Okay? There was a lot of indiscriminate drone striking from this president. and he received the Nobel Peace Prize, which is, I believe, 100% completely invalidates the Nobel Peace Prize, the institution of the Nobel Peace Prize, for everyone who's ever received it. Basically, there's no point in the Nobel Peace Prize anymore. Something hospital. Someone says, oh, this guy's getting the Nobel Peace Prize, and I'm like, what does that mean? What, did they also drone strike people? Got it before he served. What are we talking about? I'm not talking about anything specifically. I'm just saying that the Nobel Peace Prize is functionally meaningless as a symbol of actual, you know, good faith and goodwill and generosity and, you know, spreading peace. Yeah, you might as well give it to Oppenheimer. Like, I'm just saying, when you take an award known for a specific standard, and then you give it to somebody who has not met that standard, then the award has lost all meaning. That's all I'm saying. This could be referring to any award, guys. They earn a Nobel Peace Prize too? I'm not surprised. This could be any award. This was me when I was in elementary school and I was taking an extracurricular karate class, and I went to a karate tournament where I was pretty sure I knew all the sets, and then when I was to go up before the judges, I was, I don't know, like 8 or something, 9 maybe, and I got stage fright and I completely forgot all of my sets, and then they handed me a medal anyway. I didn't do anything. I forgot everything. I did like a 1/10 of a set. And then they handed me a little medal that said, you did exactly as well as everybody who didn't forget all their sets. And at that moment, at the tender age of 8 or 9 years old, I was like, nothing means anything. Nothing means anything. They'll just give you an award for nothing so that you don't feel bad. And it didn't work. It didn't work. I still felt bad. I felt worse. I would have appreciated a milkshake. That would be pretty. Yeah, I feel like if my parents were like, hey, sorry, you've completely fucking choked. Do you want to get a milkshake? I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to get a milkshake, and I'd feel a little better. There's a good solution to when a child completely fucking chokes. Like, hey, you'll get them next time, kid. Here's a milkshake. You know, like, man, give it to Kim Jong-un. Yeah, might as well. Doesn't matter. They should make their own peace prize. They should call it the Bobel Peace Prize. Sorry you flubbed it. Here's a chocolate bar. I'll take the milkshake, but yeah, I get you. Hey, kid, sorry you choked. I'd be a fun dad, I think. I'd be like, hey, kid. I know that sucked. And I know you don't feel great. So we're gonna go get Baskin Robbins. Okay? You'll get them next time, buddy. You know, everyone fails sometimes. Not everyone's gonna get it first try. Shit happens. Yeah, consolation prizes are nice. It's just, it definitely was a problem getting the same award everyone else got. And it shattered that illusion for me. I guess I'm kind of glad, but like, I feel like it helped make me a fucking little cynical bastard. And like, sometimes I don't like being a cynical bastard. I mean, I've demonstrated, I feel like sometimes where I'm like here on stream, like, guys, I'm not gonna be a cynical bastard today. If you try your best and win or whatever, and yet everyone gets a medal, what's the point? Like, either we have competitions or we don't. Okay? Now me, I'm not really a competitive guy. I don't care. But if you're gonna build so much of society, I guess entertainment, around the concept of people are competitive and we're gonna have competitions, if you're going to have that culture, then either you have it or you don't. You can't have a partial competition, really. Can't win all the time, but at least you tried hard. Yeah. Sometimes you don't win. I think more so we should practice, we should probably, as a society, as a culture, we should emphasize how it's okay to fail. Unfortunately, there are various, I want to say, mindsets. Various mindsets? There's like a pervasive mindset. And it's related to toxic masculinity, I would say. But it's how people do not like to accept that they're wrong, generally speaking, which is related to people do not like accepting failure. Yeah, they need to get up from failure instead of learning not to fall. Exactly. And I definitely think too many people are obsessed with just never being wrong. Like, they can't handle that emotionally. And I just like, bro, you're stunted. You're stunted, man. That's crazy. I'm so hungry, guys. My stomach's gurgling. I don't know. I feel like I'm happy that I can be like, okay, I can be wrong. I'm glad that I'm not someone who's like, no, no, I can't be wrong. It's the children who are wrong. I'm so hungry. I want a milkshake. You know what? I mentioned Baskin-Robbins. I mentioned Baskin-Robbins one time, and now I'm like, I could fuck with like a bowl of ice cream. I'm trying to be good though. I failed today a little bit. I failed. I'm trying to eat slightly more like protein, veggies. I'm basically cutting out sweets. Just like cutting out sweets a bit. Not crazy, but like, maybe I won't have a cookie today. I totally had a cookie today. It was free, in my defense. I was taking advantage of the savings. Also, Star Oxide, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the bar. Maybe I should just say welcome to the bar. I feel like I need to establish that the bar is located on a ship in space. Would you call the Hive Mind a Dreadnought class space vessel? Spacefaring vessel? Not the worst time to get some. Yeah, it is 4:16. I think what I'm gonna do is we're at the 2-hour mark on the stream, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna go and warm myself up a burrito, and then also check over some of my Magic the Gathering decks to make sure that I have everything I want for gaming tonight. I plan to win tonight. I plan to win more times than I lose tonight. I'm not gonna be upset if I lose a bunch tonight, but like I'm kind of feeling like winning tonight. If it happens, it happens. How many mass she got? You know what? I keep forgetting that my ship is kind of modeled after the Treasure Planet ships a bit. I keep thinking of it like a dreadnought from a different space property. We're in a sim dock right now. Free cookies don't count. I know, right? But then I eat it and I'm like, man, that totally counted. I gotta go on a run. I gotta do something. You just make sweets whenever you want them. See, I would have to fight my laziness. My ass won't even drive to the store to get myself Oreos if I'm craving Oreos. I'm like, I want Oreos right now. And then I am like, oh, but I gotta drive to the store. I gotta get up and I gotta go into the car and I gotta turn on the car and I gotta drive over and I gotta get out of the car and it's a whole thing. And that's how I keep that's why I don't have any snacks at the house, guys. If I had snacks, they'd be gone because I'd have eaten all of them. And then I don't get more snacks because I don't want to go out and get them. Hooray for laziness! It's okay, everybody. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. And I'm gonna raid out. It is time. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get food. We're gonna snooze the ad, though. Going to the local cafe 5 minutes before the kitchen close. Oh, are they giving out free stuff? Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, I don't use delivery services. That shit's expensive. I'm not wealthy, guys. I'm not. Listen, if delivery services were, I want to say, consistently $20 or under, I would probably use them more often. Unfortunately, delivery services end up being more like $30. And I'm like, no fucking way am I gonna. I barely want to pay $14 for a sandwich, which is the going price for sandwiches, by the way. If not, they make it for you. Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, I'm not paying $30 for food. Fuck no. Unless it's like really like, it's like a steak, like Wagyu. Yeah, I'll pay 20. But that's like a once a month thing. Maybe once every 3 months. Keeping you fit ever since people decided to do more, less. Yeah, no, see, here's the thing. I had like a solid span of time where I was like, I'm going to eat super light. And then I ate too light and I couldn't sleep. My body was screaming at me constantly, which would keep me awake. And now I'm like, okay, that was a bad idea. That wasn't very healthy, so... I realized my mistake was like, oh shit, there's a certain minimum caloric intake I gotta have, and so now, okay, that wasn't on purpose, that was a rounding error. So now I'm like eating an appropriate amount, but I'm like, okay, how close to the line can I get it where it's a healthy amount, but it's still less? And my conclusion is I should just work out more. Simple as. Also probably not eat cookies, but I love cookies so much. I love them so much. I'm a cookie monster, bro. Who are we rating? Ooh, Koei's playing Baldur Bait. Ooh. We could raid Koei. I think we should raid Koei. We're gonna raid Koei. Yato Kilobyte. Raiding Koei. We're sending everybody over there. Everybody, hey, join the Discord. Join the Discord. It's where we get updates for streams. I'm gonna post schedule for next week, on this weekend at some point, I promise. And what else? I'm back Sunday for Spooky Sunday. We have various games. We're probably gonna do an indie randomized pick whatever is on itch.io again. We're gonna chill. We're gonna hang out. Get some coffee. It's gonna be an earlier morning stream for me, so get some coffee, put on some jazz, play some horror games, the usual stuff, right? Ah, pipes! And then we're gonna, I'm kind of debating, I think Monday I might need to do some work. I'm gonna need to build that damn collage. So we'll see if I can do it on Saturday. If I can do all my shit on Saturday, we'll stream Monday. If I can't, I'll let you guys know, and we will not stream Monday. We will stream Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay? Thank you all for hanging out with me for a little shorty mini stream. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Raiders, folks from the other streams, I hope we see you again. Take it real easy, everybody. Eat your vitamins and take your minerals. Bye-bye, everybody! Bye-bye!